Good morning, chat. How does the mic sound? Is it okay? I feel like I was messing with a little cord a little bit, so I'm hoping it's okay. But if it sounds a little staticky, wonky, like your mom went straight through it or something like that, let me know. But if it's good, it's good. And that means we can flip and start, fellas. So let's go ahead. All right, he's stalling for content again. Let's go. All right, guys. Wow. Is everybody ready to start the stream? Oh, my goodness. Well, 5 more minutes. No, I'm just kidding. All right. Let's go ahead. I'm late, bozo. Hey, you know what they say? Yeah, I don't have an excuse. I was late. My bad. Actually, I can give an excuse, but I was late. It was my fault. But my excuse is that I had to help my wife clean her car off of the snow, and I chose to wear Crocs outside to clean snow off the car. So then my toesies were freezing, so then I had to like get in the tub and put on hot water, but I didn't get frostbite. Yeah, my excuse for being late is that I'm a dumbass who chose to wear the Crocs that I got for Christmas out to wipe off snow. Anyways. That's a perfect segue. But I help getting Pokeyen in game. I have a playlist. I wish YouTube playlists were more like show. I gotta start streaming, but I'm getting distracted. I have a playlist called PokeMMO money making methods that will help you a ton, and it's always good to look at. And looking back at older methods is a great way to look at like what's kind of being underserved in the economy. Okay. Congrats to the Crocs. I've never owned a pair of Crocs. I had a knockoff pair when I was like 10. But now I got my first pair of Crocs, boys, for Christmas. Because like I don't have to put my fucking socks and shoes on just to go get the mail. That's what I used to do every stream. And now I can do it faster. The Lightning McQueen Crocs? No, they do have a little Pokeball gibbet because the person who got them for. Okay, can I start this stream? Okay. Holy shit, what a bad creator. Okay. Yo, what's up, Ninja? How you doing, dude? Good morning. No, it's not your fault, Spidget. Oh my god. No, the joke is that it's my fault. Anyways. Lightning McBean, by the way. Okay. Alrighty, fellas. Good morning. Welcome to PokeMMO Stream Recap 429, I believe. No, wait, that number is way off. It's not 400. I'm sorry. 249, okay? We can leave that up to... Okay. Stream Recap 249. Welcome, fellas. Are you ready to spend some Pokeyen and shiny hunt? Because that's what today is all about. There is 18 hours left in the Christmas event 2024 in PokeMMO. It's interesting because the event actually ends at like 8 a.m. ET, like my time zone, which is kind of hilarious. I'm just going to shiny hunt for about, I don't know, however many hours I can today, but I'm also going to be prepping for Shiny Wars. So first things first, I've been debating of whether I want to make eggs right now. Let me go show you what we're working with. I've been debating of whether or not I want to go make eggs right now, or whether I want to go do some like time life hordes, gotta crank up the encounters and then do it. It doesn't really matter, but it's just a mental thing. I do have some Pokeyen to gain. Let's go grab that because we're gonna need all the Pokeyen we can possibly have. People ask me all the time, why don't I just claim all on this screen? The reason why is because all these Ammonites are unsold, and I'd rather them be in essentially storage in the GTL versus I have to deal with them in my mail or in my PC. My PC space and mail space is very valuable, so having unsold listings sit on the GTL hilariously is a valuable resource. So anyways, let's go ahead and look at what I've been up to off stream. 1 box, 2 box, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, boys. 16 boxes ready to go with Dittos, Breeders, Alomolas, Beldums, Porygons, Tricos, Charmanders, all the good stuff. Everything you could imagine. My favorite thing with egging has become to egg like with a giant mosh pit of Pokemon where it could come out as anything. Also some alphas over here as well. So I'm excited. Shiny Wars is coming up. Your goal for Shiny Wars is to have your entire boxes full of as many eggs as possible prior to war beginning. That's the goal. So we're going to see what I can do today. The Shiny War begins January 11th. I do have some extra stuff over here, as well as I have extra Dittos and other rare Pokemon to breed on an alt account. So I do have other things stored on an alt account. That's how serious people take this and how much it becomes. Let's go ahead. You know what? I am going to do eggs first. Let's go ahead and do it. So what I'm gonna go do right now is head over to you can do it now at any daycare in game because you can breed wherever you want now since it stocks up. I do actually want to fill up my inventory because I don't want the eggs to hatch. You can prep eggs, as many eggs as possible before Shiny Wars, but you can't actually hatch them, right? That would defeat the purpose. So you do actually want to fill up your boxes. So let's just go ahead and do this, or fill up your party. You can breed the things while over here. So I'm gonna get a Shiny Charm linked together. This is gonna be my first. This is gonna be, I believe, my first full batch of eggs since the breeding changes. So I'm really curious to see how many I can do within an hour. This will be a really, really good test. Okay. Is the time you have left for wild encounters? Flappin', I know. Of course I've thought about that, Flappin'. And I'm going to some extent, Flappin', but the problem is, so I want to take 3 days off, Flappin'. I've obviously thought about that, Flappin'. Come on. The event begins on the 11th, and I like to take 2 to 3 days off before Shiny Wars begins. So I'm not, like, I don't want to be prepping for Shiny Wars and playing PokeMMO, like, 6 hours a day ahead of Shiny Wars. You want to, like, it's kind of like, it sounds really dumb, but I know, like, what's it called? Athletes do this as well, where they'll like if they're like a marathon runner, like they won't run for like a week or two, like leading up to, and they'll wean off leading up to a marathon, right? So leading up to like a big event. It's kind of what shiny hunters do. It's very funny to analogize that, but yeah. I don't know if that's yeah. Well, so you can't trade eggs, Patil. So you literally can't do that, Patil. The most you could prep like max boxes of eggs technically, but that would be so, yeah. Isn't it for health reasons? It's for mental health reasons, I guess, to like take a break before a little bit. I don't know about physical. Maybe a little bit physical. Let myself get some exercise in before, because I'll definitely do that, Copium. What's up, fellas? Thank you so much, man. Mysterious balls are not allowed for the, it's a great question for the Team Mr. War. That's a great question. Let's get people in. Let's get a link going. Boost not working for us. Yeah, anybody who's super dry during the holiday boost, dude, good luck to you guys. It's a tough situation. David will be honest. I agree. I agree, Flappin'. I like what's it called? Mysterious balls not being allowed. I think I like that rule personally. Streamer luck's true. Streamer luck spreads. Okay. Oof. And speaking of, there's a few things we can do. Yeah, before we start doing the egg, someone asked me, do mysterious balls count for, for Team Mr. Shiny Wars? And they do not, which I really like. I think it's a good rule, honestly. I think not allowing mysterious ball shinies is something I've always been in favor of, but I need to buy a shit ton of Pokeballs. I'm going to be spending a fair amount of Pokeyen today to prep. So I currently have 1,300 Pokeballs. During Shiny Wars, I feel like I usually crank through, I want to say a few, like 4, it depends how many eggs I do, but I'm going to go ahead. I'm going to buy a ludicrous amount of Pokeballs right now. Like, I think I'm going to buy up to 10,000. And I think if I buy up to 10,000, it will just give me a clean number and an idea of how many eggs I actually made during the war itself. So if we spend a ton of Pokeyen, boom, yep, right there, okay. Now we're at 9,348. So let's do some quick math. And by quick math, I mean barely able to do it without a calculator. I think that's right. 10,000. 10,000 Pokeballs are now sitting in the bag, boys. Okay, wait. Why? That's really annoying that it makes an extra stack for that. That's funny. But that makes sense. 10,000 Pokeballs to perfectly track how many eggs are made during the war. I definitely won't make that many. That's ridiculous. But that's what I have in mind. So I'm going to go ahead and we have a link. I'm going to pop Shiny Charm. I'll show you guys what the first few eggs look like. This has been changed pretty drastically. The whole breeding system in general. I'm going to try to work on getting my clicks together. Now, the more you interact with this old man, the faster your clicks, the faster your, what's it called, will be. You'll lose. So as you interact with him more and more, there will be less and less text, which I think is a really, really interesting way, as you can kind of see, of speed. It's already way faster. It's a really interesting way of speeding up breeding without getting rid of text for people who are just playing the game naturally and, like, you know, doing one breed here and there, right? I think this is a really, really interesting way to speed up. See how much faster, how much text we lost. Very interesting way to speed up egg hunting specifically post the strings changes. Someone said I'm gonna ditto boxes. Ooh, ditto boxes are a scary investment because they just take so much space. It's up to you. I wouldn't recommend that personally, but obviously it could work out. This is legitimately, so I've had this question a lot. How do people prove that their shiny wars egg shiny is actually a fresh shiny, not just a rebreed? There is a little bit, yes, when it comes to the Team Mr. War, that's why the official shiny wars do a different system. When it comes to the Team Mr. War, there's a little bit of an honor system when it comes to that. However, we have to understand, like, anybody who's in Team Mr. hopefully is shiny hunting for the right reasons, and they're like the top, you know, and people do cheat, like in the top, you know, 0.01% or whatever. The problem is to, like, you'd have to, there's two things. To cheat like that, it would have to be so intentional, because what you would have to do is you would have to get a rare egg shiny, not tell a soul about it, not tell anybody about it. You have to, like, get an egg shiny throughout the year or whatever before wars, not tell anybody about it, which is really hard to do, not let anything leak about it, don't have the sprites, like, blah blah blah, and then you'd have to, like, go rebreed it during the yeah, it's possible someone would cheat, but the meme is it's unlikely, and if someone did, they would be, like, fucking excommunicated from the PokeMMO community entirely. And I feel like something like that, like, I don't think stuff like that stays secret, if that makes, like, I feel like in the modern era, people underestimate how hard it is to keep secrets. It's really, like, with cell phones, with Discord DMs, and, like, all the, like, logs of everything, it's really hard to keep secrets in the modern era. It is possible, right? Yeah, they'd have to, like, not breed it 2 times 31 or something. They'd have to, yeah, they'd have to, like, breed off the 31. They'd have to, like, do, yeah, they'd have to do a lot of, they'd have to waste a breed. It would be, like, really malicious, really intentional cheating, which it could happen. It's not a foolproof, it's not a foolproof system. But I think even just, like, if somebody got a shiny, like, last minute or at a certain, there would be, like, an investigation or whatever, I feel like. And I feel like stuff comes, it's pop, yeah. And even then you may lose, yeah, even if, yeah, that's true. There's so many things. And I'm not trying to, like, what's it called? Totally, it's not a foolproof system, you know? It's really the best we can do. It's something you have to kind of just acknowledge, I guess. The memes basically don't want to do it. And it's possible someone would. Like speedrunners who are good at speedruns cheat, which is really sad and pathetic, but it does happen. So I'm not trying to say it's, like, a non-zero chance. Or, yeah, like, it is, yeah, it's a yeah, whatever. Dude, I really hope you enjoy it, Leo. That's so fucking generous of you to support both ways as well. I mean, that's insane, dude. Thank you so much. I can do this, right? I think I can do it from here. Okay, beautiful. Okay, pull. Okay. How you doing, Pat? I'm okay. I'm a little stressed, weirdly, but I'm, like, there's a lot going on. I'm a little stressed, but I'm not, like, I don't know. I'm not, like, you know, losing it. I'm doing fine. I'm stressed, but I'm holding it together. Taking things step by step, getting things done, sort of thing. What's up, Master Difficulty? What's up, dude? How you doing, man? I feel so sick. I've come to listen to Paz. I kiss the toilet bowl. Dude, that is a special kind of sickness when you are kissing the fucking... Dude, I get it, man. Hopefully you feel better, dude. Much love to you. Jeez Louise. Real killer. Yeah, I mean, I don't know. I live a pretty... I always say I live a pretty high-stress life, which sounds kind of funny. But I live a very happy and, like, fulfilling life, which I feel like is the best thing you can ask for. I live a very, like, I'm doing everything I want to be doing, which is an amazing, lucky, privileged thing, but a very high-stress life with that or whatever, right? Does that make sense? My friend to watch. Oh yeah, of course. Summoning. I've watched plenty of Summoning Salt. Probably most of his videos. Absolutely. No, oh my god, it's okay. Yeah, so I need yeah, guys, all this, you know, this stress has been really weighing on me. I think if I crack open my 2 liter of Mountain Dew, All the stress just floods away, fellas. Perfect handling. I'm really not that stressed. It's mild stress today, is what I would say. Pretend the price of eggs. Start a rare shiny to start breeding for a rare shiny. This is a great question. This is a great question, and a question that I asked myself the exact same thing. I think it even used to work like this, Onyx, but I think it got changed. To start for a rare breed for a shiny, do you have to go catch like a box of the Pokemon you want, so you get all OT on future breeds? You don't. You used to have to do that, I believe, but nowadays, I could be mistaken on that. Nowadays, you can just, as long as you have one, for example, as long as I have caught an Alomola in the wild, and I have a Alomola caught OT in my Pokedex, the green little square, any Alomolas that I breed from that point will come out OT. So all these Alomolas, like I bought all these Alomolas, I'm pretty sure, off the GTL or whatever. All of these come out Patrouski OT afterward. This one is Patrouski OT, but probably rebreed or whatever. But yes, you don't need. You can just go once, as long as you have it caught OT, you can just go buy them. It's a great question because I think it used to be different. The biggest mistake, and I've seen this happen with like a shiny Snivy. Never, ever, 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 ever be that person / player who gets a OT star on a rare shiny. I've seen it happen. It happens if I were to, for example, not have Snivy caught OT, if it was just like owned OT, like the blue square, and then I bred a bunch of Snivies and I got a shiny, it would come out like Patrouski star OT. And that essentially means that like if I ever rebreed it, it will lose the OT. So you don't, and like it is some of like weird qualities about it. You do not want to get OT star on a rare shiny. It's one of the weirdest things that is possible to happen. That is a crazy mistake. That's a weird situation. It's a great question. I asked the exact same question when I came back to the game. Dude, I love, Alomola. Yeah, speaking of Alomola, I really like shiny Alomola. Number one, I think it's an underrated shiny, being like the really beautiful purple. And then number two, it is one of the final shiny Pokemon that Team Mr. needs for its Team Pokedex. And Team Mr. would be the first team in all of Pokemon history to complete the shiny dex. And it's like not even close. Like we're like the team in the lead by far on the specific shiny challenge, which is I think a beautiful, beautiful thing. It'd be a really, really cool world first. And we are the closest by far. And it would be, it'd be a big deal. We need like a Alomola, Quillfish, Blue Stripe Basculin. There's like one more I'm forgetting. I can go check the DMs. We need Quillfish, Cast Form, Alomola, Blue Stripe Basculin. Those are the last four we need. Yeah, I think there's just a lot of stuff. Yeah. Speaking of stress, I was in your link with the 3 others from your Discord, Pat. We all agreed that this event was easily the most stressful yet. I kind of agree. Yes. I feel like, yes. Yeah, speaking of stress, Pat, I was in a link with 3 others from your Discord recently. We all agreed that this event was easily the most stressful yet. Trying to keep up throughout Christmas and beat the 4-star raids. Yeah, I super agree. Someone mentioned that they thought the Halloween event recently was more stressful. And, you know, obviously to each their own. That event was, I felt you could at least complete the raids quicker in that event, honestly. And I feel like that event, I feel like I was caught up on that event within 3 or 4 days. I feel like this event, I was literally like doing Suicune with 48 hours or less left in the event. Like, I really never caught up fully with this event. I didn't even get, I wanted to do a video like covering all the vanities, like a very simple, easy video. And I never got around to that. Like, there's a bunch of videos I didn't get out during this event. And I think it is to be fair, it is a uniquely special time. Halloween is like, okay, maybe you decorate, maybe you go to a costume party, maybe you like give out candy. Like, there's a few things you do for Halloween, right? But I think for Christmas, for a lot of people, or Kwanzaa or Hanukkah or whatever holidays you celebrate, right? Like, I think the wintertime holidays are even more in depth alongside New Year's. Like, there's like kind of like 2 to 3, maybe like multiple holidays all at once at that time of year, as well as I feel like the raids were more difficult, especially dropping the Suicune raid in the middle of everything was pretty insane, and that being limited and tied to the event. Obviously, Heat Trend you can at least wait for, but like I feel like this event was the most stressful event I've ever played in PokeMMO history. There was the most difficult content to do. It was like it wasn't the most amount of content period, but it was high quantity content and very difficult content, which made things tough. But that's almost like, I don't know, like that's not a knock against the devs, maybe a little bit, but like that's an easy fix, you know. Oh no, don't give us too much content. Like that's a, you know, in the future we can just adjust based off that. So I think it's a tough line to draw. Like, you know, people complain about lack of content for other updates. So I think it's just, you kind of just have to try your best and keep doing better and better. So I think this event was amazing. I think it was a really good Christmas event for sure. And a lot of PvP players are very, very happy. I think a lot of PvP players had a lot of uneasiness and concerns in the community. And I feel like a lot of them were wiped away during this event. I was talking to Spidget in his stream and he talked about how like, yeah, he was like, yeah, man, I haven't really done the raids or anything like that. I've been too busy, you know, testing out Heatran, testing out the Pokemon or whatever. And I was like, yeah, dude, that's ideal. I feel like as a player, you should be able to play your favorite part of the game, right? Like if you're a PVMer, you should do raids. If you're a PvPer, ignore all the other content and just focus on trying out all the cool new mons. If you're a shiny hunter, you know, try to shiny hunt as much as you can on the holiday boost, but maybe also I also did some raids, stuff like that. But there's a lot to do. TLDR, there was a lot to do this event. There's a lot to do. Going for my first raid this Christmas, and I know I can still go for a lot of the people like, give me, I can still go for a lot of good PVM mons. Could you give me 2 to 4 raid that I should aim for? I got all night. The problem is you kind of have to go in order. So you can't do the like 4-star or whatever raids without doing all the 3-star raids is the, I believe, Robert, right? So there's stuff like that to factor in. I don't know what raids you have done. I would honestly, it's really boring, but I would kind of just go in order and get as many as you can do done. Good luck to you, man. That's a cool like challenge. Try to do as many as possible in the next 18 hours or whatever. I can't believe the event ends at such a weird time. Like a really weird time. Is scamming common in PokeMMO? Scamming is common in MMOs. I don't think it's that common in PokeMMO because you do get banned for it. It is a bannable offense in PokeMMO, unlike most other MMOs. Like in old school RuneScape, scamming isn't bannable because they don't want to have to deal with it, right? Like they don't like the devs don't want to have to be like, okay, who scammed who? Like it's just too big of a game, right? The PokeMMO devs try to ban people for scamming and like and go through that kind of social situations, I guess. The raids are really tough, Robert, is what I'll say. They are tough, man. They're very difficult. I make sure to have as many PVM mons prepped and just try your best. Try to get into a link and try to see what strategies are being used before. I wouldn't go into any raid blind. I mean, sorry if you're already not doing that. Sorry if I'm, you know, double explaining it, but kind of wild. It's just too, well, most MMOs, I don't think WoW does. I could be wrong. I don't think WoW, like, I think it's just, they're just too big of games, right, Flappin? Like, it's kind of like, because the problem is it enters like a he said, she said thing. It's like sometimes it's hard to decipher. You end up if scamming is against the rules in your game, you end up having to dedicate so many resources to actually like deciphering social situations. Hey, good luck to you, Master. For me, it's less complaining about too much content, more about the barrier to entry is too high. It was quite high this event, higher than usual for sure. Yeah. For me, it's less about complaining about too much content and more that the barrier to entry is too high. I'm usually able to do everything in events, but this will be the first legendary I missed out on. I think this was the highest barrier entry to an event that we've seen, which isn't necessarily a bad thing, but I obviously wouldn't want this for every event. I think 99% of events are amazing for new players with like one storyline done or freshly finished storylines. Like, you're always going to see people complain about, you know, events are bad for new players, but from my experience, and I would love to do a series, I want to do this for a long time, of like making an account from scratch during an event and seeing how much progress I could make, because I feel like events are really good to new players. Most events, not this one. This one was not. Like, there wasn't much you could do at all. You could do Lost Presence, and you could, I shouldn't say not at all, but like, you could do Lost Presence, and you could do, swarms and stuff like that, but the rewards weren't that, they were still good, I feel like, for new players, but they weren't as good as previous years, is the only thing to factor in. So there's that kind of stuff. I think this was definitely a end game player event more than we've ever seen before. That's what I would, that wasn't necessarily a bad thing. It's good to have some events be like that, but was this still too much even by aiming for that? Like, that becomes the question. Wait, that's really funny, Manson. One niche mechanic I really like about this event is the wishing star allowing you to get back to Kanto from anywhere. Wait, so you can like use it to like dig out of a cave, kind of? Is that the meme? Or just like use it? That's kind of interesting. I just didn't know those were going to lead to a limited time legendary. I try to stream that from the mountaintops as much as possible because usually they do. We knew that historically they do lead to a limited time legendary. You never know for sure. But that's also like part of PokeMMO. Part of the PokeMMO developer motto is that they like keeping content secret so that it can be discovered as you play during an update, which I respect a ton. Now, does that have some like downsides when it comes to limited time content? Yeah, for sure. But I think it's a design philosophy thing. Tom was born after OSRS. I'm dead. Wait, no, because OSRS came out in like 2013. No, he wasn't. Yo, what's up, super badass? How you doing, dude? Was this the last Halloween event? The first event with the raid setup? No, the Lunar New Year event was. It was more accessible to new players. The Halloween event was way more accessible to new players, for sure. There was way more to do for new players, for sure. Which, like, most events are. So it's, once again, it's kind of fine, in my opinion, to have an event that is so high barrier. I don't know if I wouldn't, like, I really hope the Lunar New Year event that's coming up isn't the same as this event. That's, you know, that's what I thought. But like, that doesn't mean this event was bad, if that makes sense. You want some hyper difficult events, some chill events, yada, yada, yada. It's just tough. It's tough as well when it's during the winter holidays. Like, everybody's so, you know. Raids in general right now, you know, you bring up a good point, Rez. Raids in general right now are just wonky because they're still like a beta test. They're still not permanent and like, they're not complete. Pat, you want to feel old? Everybody born in 2011 can now legally use Twitch? No, that's fucking insane. That actually does. I usually, when people say like, oh, I want to feel old, blah, 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 I'm just like, you know, I try to stay logical. Look, you know, I have my perceptions, like whatever, you know, whatever. That's pretty cracked. That's pretty crazy. I mean, I think I'm turning, oh my God, I'm turning 27 coming up. In like 4 months. I'm still pretty far away, but that's, oh man, I'm closer to 30 than 20. Okay, and changing topic. Okay, oh wow, guys, oh, these eds are looking really good. Holy wow, guys, oh my goodness, these eds are, oh, this is the shiny for sure, guys. Don't say feet tread. Jesus, 34 this year. I mean, okay, to be fair, I think I think 30s are bomb. I think your 30s are gonna be bomb. I'm excited for my 30s. I'm over here having a, you know, existential crisis about being close to 30, but I think 30s are good years. When's your B-day so I can not congratulate you? It's April 29th. Still a while away. I'm just bringing it up because I'm self-important, true. Arrogant streamer, what's new? I did get the Alpha Suicune, Rohan. It took me 3 hours of rating it. I actually recorded, I have the whole recording of me and Cav, like, going over, like, talking. It's a 3-hour video that will be uploaded as its own little segment. Yo, early happy birthday, Joey. Early happy birthday. Those are, I kind of agree, Flappin'. Yo, I kind of agree. I feel like 30s are probably better than your 20s. Wishing Stone still has no use. For better or for worse. Amulet coin or payday. Wait. New here, amulet coin or payday 1 hour farm is better. So I think you're asking, you could correct me. I think you're asking the question, is farming amulet coins, the item, like time swipe hoarding Meowth, is that better for profit, or is payday? Payday is pretty much the worst money making method in PokeMMO that's acceptable, if that makes sense. You want a payday pickup if you're like AFK, like watching a movie, brain dead chilling. Otherwise, almost anything else is better. Amulet coin is most likely better, but I could be wrong. I would try. Has anyone tested amulet coin with item magnet charm? Amulet coin farming is almost 100% likely to be better. This is okay. This is a good question. Pat, do you wash your rice? Okay. From my understanding, whether or not you wash your rice is a unbelievably hotly debated topic. And it comes down to two things: what type of dish you're making and culture, right? From my understanding, for most dishes, it's actually better, specifically better, to not wash your rice. But saying that, people get really upset. There's a huge misconception that you should wash your rice because back like 20, 40 years ago, rice was a lot dirtier out of the package. There was a lot more debris. There was even like rice spiders and like rice insects that would get caught up in the plants, right? That was a lot more common. Nowadays, rice is a lot more cleaned when it arrives to you in the packages, right? Cleaning your rice, when you clean your rice, from my understanding, you're brushing off an exterior starch layer, which you might not want to brush off. Sometimes, and also you're brushing off vitamins. You're brushing off vitamins, and you're brushing off what's it called? Now, it also depends on where you live in the world. That's a big one as well. I live in the US. There's not really a reason for me to wash my rice unless I want to get rid of that starch to make a specific dish. I forget if it makes the rice stickier or less sticky. It's one or the other. Even the cheapest quality of rice, it depends on where you live, to be fair. Yeah. I think there's a lot of misinformation and a lot of misconceptions when it comes to whether or not you should wash your rice. It's very, very interesting. And I don't understand 100% of it, but that's my, yeah. Literally, most of what I'm quoting is from like a few articles and like an Adam Ragusa video. That's like the main. Go watch the Adam Ragusa video. There you go. Do you wash your rice, Pat? No, I do not. What's up, man? I'm trying to think. Does washing your rice make it stickier? Which one's stickier? That's what I thought. Yeah, washing your rice makes it less sticky, I believe. Do you wash those grippers? Yeah, 3 times a day. Pat can't look at food that long without eating it. Okay, Jesus. Bro, what is this? A fucking queso stream? Is this gonna be the... Holy shit. A must, in my opinion. From everything I understand, I could be wrong. For everything I understand, that's not. But yeah, but so, I don't know. The meme is like, if washing your rice makes you feel better, then fucking go for it. What's it matter, right? There's not really a downside to washing your rice like there is washing chicken. That's the other hotly debated one, is whether or not you should not. Washing your chicken is legitimately a health hazard. That shit is insane, but people still do it. So what are you gonna do? People have, I don't know why, people have like real emotional ties to washing their chicken. And I guess like the meme is people just have emotional ties to you need to wash rice. From everything I understand, scientifically, that is not true. It's a falsehood, but I would, maybe I'll look into it more. From what I've seen, I think it's almost like an old wise tale, right? You gotta wash your chicken. Please tell me you're kidding. Washing chicken is literally like it's just bad. You're just putting like raw chicken and salmonella stuff all over the fucking memes, right? The reason to wash your rice would be to make it would be to wash. I don't know if you missed the part of the conversation, Rumel, but it would be to wash off part of the excess starch. When you're washing rice, you're washing off starch and vitamins that were specifically put there in the factory for a reason. You're making it less sticky. So if you want like a less sticky rice, you can wash your rice. That's totally fine. It depends on the what's it called? The like dish you're making. I think a lot of Indian food, you often wash your rice because usually you want it to be like a basmati, like a pretty like separated rice. A lot of people have really, really hard takes on a lot of this stuff. If you want to wash your chicken, like, I can't stop you, but you do need to acknowledge it's objectively wrong by every scientific measure, right? I think that's a really important, like, there's really like if it's there's washing your chicken doesn't help with any germs. It doesn't help with it doesn't help with anything. Did I fuck up here? The only thing it would help with is like a mental anxiety, which is there's fair arguments for that. Like if you're anxious over your food, you're going to enjoy it less. So I get it, right? There are legitimate arguments for that. Mind games. Guys, I love you so much. Wash your rice and look at it afterwards. We'll review 100%. I have done it, mind games. So what you're looking at when you're looking at that cloudy water is vitamins and starch, right? And rice is almost like 100% starch anyway. So all you're doing is like wasting the product. Like I love you all so much, but I'm going to come at you from like a scientific and like a fucking like I studied lens. I'm not coming at you from anecdotal experience. I'm coming at you from, hey, this is like what is scientifically agreed upon from my understanding. I could be wrong. I'm not in the fucking academic community. I'm a fucking streamer, right? Like, what do I know, right? But this is like my yeah. Yeah, my main thing is like an Adam Ragusa video and a few articles and maybe a study. So I'll give that, right? How do you know this? How do you know it's vitamins and not dust? Because most food products aren't sold with dust on them, even rice. We've come a very long way in society. Also, if you check the package, if you check packaging, if you check FDA regulations, if you check everything, yeah. It looks like dust. There's a lot of things that we do as people that seem intuitive and correct, but aren't, right? Always do the opposite of what Pat says. True. I think it's really important to challenge yourself and like go against intuition and go against what seems to be right, because it's not always. Yeah, it's often not even. No, it's sometimes wrong, as well. Say. It depends on what country you live in. Mind games as well. That I don't know if people missed parts of the conversation. Depends on what countries you live in as well. Wait, so once again, Warmando, I don't know if you missed part of the conversation, Warmando. That I don't know if I think you're Warmando, you're me, man. That was talked about. That was more prominent 20, 40 years ago. Why does it matter what country you live in? Because depending on what country you live in, there's different conditions for factories, there's different regulations, there's different rules, etc., right? That's all it is. Google is split on dust versus rice. That's kind of a fun, we could watch the Adam Ragusa video. That's a fun stream content. How did I fuck this up? We'll just move it for now. I'm not tied to, I could be very well wrong. We could watch the Adam Ragusa video. It is interesting. It is one of the most passionate topics I've ever seen people be on for some reason. People are very tied to, and maybe it's because people's grandmothers that they really loved and cherished growing up told them they needed to wash their rice, which they probably did because back in that time they did. So I think there's a lot of love and emotions in the kitchen. A lot of people are taught recipes by loved ones and by family members. So I'm not trying to say like, oh, you're stupid and wrong. Like once again, rice is a big one where it's what's it called? Rice is a big one where like if you want to wash it, you can. There's not really like a downside. It's fine. Like culinary experts claim pre-washing rice reduces the amount of starch coming from the grains. You can see them in cloudy water, which studies have shown to be the starch-free amylase on the surface of the rice grain produced by the milling process. Thank you. Yeah, that's my understanding. So you're reducing the starch, which some recipes call for. Some recipes you may want to wash your rice to reduce the starch and reduce the stickiness. But rice is also mostly starch, right? Millions of rice spiders die a year. You need to do better. I'm killing the rice spiders. Rice spiders on top. Rice spiders is funny. I'm actually paid off and bought out by big rice spider propaganda. So just keep that in mind with anything I say. You know, can I play with you? You can come hang. Dude, if people want, it's hard with like Pokemon. There's only so much like playing with me you can do. If you want to come shiny hunt with me, please. I think one of the coolest ways to engage with the stream in a not attention. Some people will spam me in game like, oh, look at me, say hi to me, Patrouski, blah, blah, blah. That's cringe. Don't do that. But if you want to come hang out, show off your shiny, like, yada, yada, I think that's awesome. Like, that's the coolest way to to do it, you know? Shower the spiders based. A Tide Pod in the rice while it cooks. Extra flavor. Help the grains remain separate. Yep, absolutely. So it helps once again if you want a less sticky, but certain recipes, I think a lot of recipes, you're gonna want them to be sticky. Things like sushi rice. Like if you're washing sushi rice, that might legitimately be a problem. That might actually, like, there's certain recipes where, like, okay, well, now you're hurting the recipe by doing this thing that doesn't really have a upside, or, you know. Pat mod me? Ban him. Get him, chat. Thank you. Oh, so knew the fucking vibe. Easiest fucking easy peasy. Look up freight rice being transported, educated, and be educated. Okay, come on, man. Rice costs not as much as they think about premium brand. It's a bulk. 100% it's a bulk, but it's also cleaned and like processed in factories, right? If you don't know about the commodity trading, you're being very. I love you, mind games. We aren't allowed to be obnoxious and annoying for 2 seconds. If you want to be obnoxious, that's fine, honestly. I missed it, Manson. I'm sorry. Bro, worked in retail. I will always take statistics and studies over anecdotal examples. I know that makes some people really upset, which is fair. There's certain things, like, anecdotal examples aren't valueless. They are important. But if someone says, oh yeah, you do need to wash your rice, like, trust me, I've seen the factories. It's like, well, maybe your factory wasn't up to code, or, you know, like, that doesn't mean, if you want to wash your rice because there's a chance that factories aren't up to code, or yada yada, then more power to you. But from my understanding, this is also, once again, whether or not to wash, this is a good example of whether or not to wash your rice is such a min-max thing in life, where it's really important to remember, does it really matter? Like, am I gonna get sick from not washing my rice? I don't think so. Is someone gonna ruin their meal for washing their rice? Most likely not. Like, at the end of the day, it's not that big of a deal. But I think it is interesting to talk about this. Whether or not to wash your rice is inherently a semantic argument. It inherently is a semantic argument. But I think that's interesting. It's still, like, worth having those discussions. But keep it in mind, right? Remove the middleman. Yeah, get rid of the rice and eat the spiders directly. Giga Chad. Here's a statistic for you, Pat. Out of the 365 days in a year, I boned your mama 100% of the time. Okay, nice statistic. Shut the fuck up. Are you just making up words? I do be making up words. That is true. I hear you, mind games, and I will try my best to look into it. I can respect that, man. I could absolutely be wrong. Yeah, people. What's up? Like in the wash. This is gonna be on the new Patrouski bingo card. The wash rice discussion. How you doing? What's up? You okay? You don't like this topic? I actually, it's a great. I actually prefer it as a Roselia versus a Roserade. Who's up monitoring their sus users? I am, says Tom. What a surprise. People forget there are multiple ways to prepare food as long as you're safe. Yeah, I think it's interesting to talk about, like, certain things. Like I said earlier, like, from my understanding, you don't really need to wash your rice, but you're not really hurting it by doing it. And if you enjoy it, if you enjoy your rice being more separated and being more kernely, that's super fair. Whether or not to wash your rice is one of those things that is mostly inconsequential. It really would only factor in if you're making, like, a sushi rice and you probably don't want to wash to keep it sticky. But I could be wrong. I'm not a fucking chef. I could be wrong on that. The more and crazier one is the chicken. That's the, yeah. Once again, I don't know if people are missing parts of the discussion or if ads are playing. I have said that, I think, 3 or 4 times, Rumel, where it depends on what country you live in. I have said that a few times, so I don't know if, which is why this is one of the things, like, there's so many factors that come into play, and I'm trying to qualify all of them, but people are gonna, you know, what are chicken spiders? Yo, rice spiders move over? Chicken spiders? Yeah, no, dude, Rumel, which is, like, it's gonna happen, like, with everything. There's just so many. When you're talking about whether or not to wash your rice for 20 minutes, yeah, it's gonna be things that get I mean, how many times do I alt tab out of a Spidget stream and I miss something he says, and then I'm like, yo, this game is so winnable, and he's like, fuck you, ban him, which is based, you know? Like, did I hear factor? There are so many, oh my goodness, there are so many factors when it comes to whether or not you should wash your rice, which includes buying your rice from Factor so they clean it and make it safe and healthy. You don't have to worry about whether, should I wash my rice, should I not? Everything's so complicated nowadays. Fuck that. You don't even have to think about it. You can just buy Factor for 50% off with the link in the description. What a good, oh my, and it supports the stream. You're telling me it's the best way to support? You're telling me Factor? Don't wait. Okay, you're my wife. I am sponsored by that company. Can we not? This is actually, I have to like 10-minute time you out. I know you're memeing. You can't say this. I know you're joking, but you cannot legally. Shut the fuck up. Factor is amazing food. Check it out. Timed out the wife. You do what you had to do. Permaban, true. Factor is amazing. She's gonna come in here and throw snowballs at me. Watch this. All right. Passive. Okay. Factor's amazing. Check it out. Link in the description. Subbing to Factor is legitimately the best way to support me. They're super fucking generous for whatever reason. For each sub that I get a commission on. Don't use honey. That's the new zinger. If you use honey, it's going to fuck me out of an insane commission. That would be pretty insane. Don't use honey. Sub to Factor. It is good food. It supports the stream. If it fits your lifestyle, I think it's an amazing product, but it doesn't fit everybody's lifestyle, which is super fair. I think that they know that. I think the company that owns both HelloFresh and Factor are very good about understanding they have two different products that fit two different lifestyles, you know? Yeah, what's up, dude? Big family for 10 days. Yo, what's up? Welcome, Flex. Hard. Let me say, like, you might not be on stream. Yo, nice. Thank you so much for watching and welcome. Nice Mad Mortar, dude. Also, someone said, like, good luck. Good luck. P.S. Don't wash your rice. Ooh, we should do a Twitch poll. We should do a Twitch poll. Who is on the wash your rice gang versus don't wash your rice? Yo, I forgot about PokeMMO. Yo, what's up, teams? Hey, remember it. What's up, Samurai? How you doing, dude? Wouldn't that put the bees out of the jobs? Wait. We putting bees out of work? Wait, this sounds, wait, don't. I'm too hurt to comment at this time. Please respect our pride. You're gonna make them think, what the don't say shit like that. What the fuck? Holy shit. Holy guacker. Please respect our privacy. Like, we're going through some, like, fucking doctor disrespect. Like, stupid fucking mistakes, man. Like, come on. Come on. JM donating $10. Don't tell me how to support. Hey, I'm not going to say shit. I mean, dude, $10. Thank you, JM. I fucking appreciate it, dude. Thank you so much. $10 dues. $10 hairs, someone might say. I had a card shop owner who'd always say, yeah, that'll be X doll hairs. Whenever I bought cards. This is just a dumb little meme. Thank you so much, JM. It's very generous of you, as always. How are you doing in this beautiful 2025? Remod the wife? Later. Factor is only available in the US. That is a bigger restriction versus HelloFresh. I think it's because the like HelloFresh, they said ingredients, and that can be like easily or like kept fresh and stuff. But I feel like when they prep the meals for Factor, it's a little more difficult to keep things fresh internationally, would be my guess. So they probably don't offer international stuff right now because they don't want your food to spoil, you know? Permit the wife, permit my life. Okay. I am the red one, sir. Can you play with me? I don't know. You can hang out with me in game. Spamming, can you play with me? There's not really a whole lot we can interact with. I'm shiny hunting right now, man. I'm prepping for what's it called? Shiny Wars. It depends on the last time you watched, Samurai. I think I've probably changed houses or like apartments or whatever 3 times. One, two, maybe 2 times. 3 different places. 3 different backgrounds since PokeMMO streaming. I'm trying to think if there was a... Also, I used to be looking this way, so I also changed, what's it called here? An angle. I spent lots of... I've changed a lot of things, you know, over as time passes, right? Monsters drive so hard. Dude, I really fucking appreciate it. It means the fucking world, Dylan. And unironically, like, sponsors are... Mind game! People who wash their rice have 50% more subscribers on average. Maybe I'll have to look into it. I really appreciate the donation, even though we disagree on it. I fucking respect it a ton, dude. And I try to, hopefully I come off as, I really try my best, you know, to always come off as open and accepting. And I don't always do the best jobs, but I appreciate it, Mind Game. Thank you so much, man. For the $15 donation. You've been around forever. You're a fucking OG. Much love to you, man. Much love to you, dude. Thank you so much for the above and beyond support, dude. That's pretty crazy. Play date with Farhan or Anarchy. I don't know. I am literally prepping for war. I'm like fucking reloading my Tommy gun to get ready for Shiny Wars, and I I don't know if I can play date right now. Maybe yeah. It's fun to watch as the water goes from milky to clear. That's the reason to wash your rice. Maybe. Open and accepting my ass. This is a tyranny. Sometimes. When it comes to One Piece, true. Washing rice is not only to clean harmful contaminants, but also remove the leftover starch dust, which makes rice too gummy or saturated feeling. But that can be a benefit for a lot of meals, right? So it depends. I understand. There shouldn't be any harmful contaminants on your rice, from my understanding, in the current day. In the US, let's qualify a million times. It depends on where you live. It depends on your country's, what's it called? Regulations. It depends on... So we also spray our rice with vitamins here in the US, from my understanding. I could be wrong. I could be wrong. But so there's like things like that. Like, it's kind of like... I feel like we've gone so far in, what's the word? We've actually progressed so far that our brains haven't caught up with the progression. I feel like, yeah, that's fine. If you want, sure. We'll watch the video here in a bit, and maybe I'll do a better explanation or whatever. When you're washing rice, you are washing away a lot of the product, because rice is a lot of starch. You're losing a lot of the rice in the process, which is also interesting. Potatoes over rice is an interesting discussion as well. If you want to wash your rice, you can. I'm not trying to, like, if you want to, I think I agree. Most people in the world wash their rice, which is why it's really interesting. Most people don't like rice to be mushier like oatmeal. It shouldn't be like mushy or like oatmeal if you don't wash your rice. That's not how it should come out. That's if you overcook your rice or do too much water, right? Let's make sure we're assuming charitable positions, right? It's going to make your rice stickier, not mushier most of the time. If you back on rice, yeah. So most people wash their rice in the world. So when I have an opposing opinion, a lot of people are going to get very upset, which is fair. Is a hot take. It is a hot take because it is less. It is not the norm, right? There's been a lot of things, you know, in society that weren't the norm that then became the norm, and like over time, I could be wrong. I could be wrong. Real ones rub their rice in dirt first, Giga Chad. Arsenic. I don't know about the rice arsenic thing. That's probably a whole... I can't comment. The problem with stuff like that is I can't comment on... There's so much fear-mongering, and I don't know what's actually worth being afraid of versus what's actually not in this current day. Because I feel like people read headlines like, oh, this has super, like, bananas have potassium in them, right? That's just like a good thing, right? But you can eat too much potassium and get fucking poison and die. Oh my god, like, should we not eat bananas? Like, no, like, let's just don't eat like 80 bananas maybe. Like, I feel like there's a lot of... I'm skeptical more than ever now of when people say like, oh, X thing is bad for you or X thing has X poisonous thing, because usually it's like, okay, like, how, you know... Yeah, arsenic is in rice, but a very small amount of it. Let's eat a lot. Even then, like, how many cultures have eaten a lot of rice for centuries? Look at any Asian culture, and they're not really suffering from any arsenic poisoning at a mass scale. From my understanding, I could be wrong. From my understanding, I could be wrong. There's a lot of fearmonger stuff like that, right? It's really shocking the amount of health stuff that is widely accepted by the masses to be true and then is later proven incorrect. It actually is very, very interesting. I think that is one of the most signs that we are a deeply emotional species, and that we should be deeply emotional. I'm not saying emotions are bad. That'll never be my take ever. But I think it's one of the most interesting signs that we are a deeply emotional species, is that like we have a lot of feelings around stuff like the food plate and stuff like that, right? Like it's really interesting. A Boja heal turd arc. Uh-oh. Damn, this shit is boring. Can we go back to talking about rice? Holy shit. Take it, Chad. Fuck your feelings, Brits on top. Okay, wait a minute, not Brits. Asian here, wash your rice. I love you so much. I'm gonna say something that might be a little crazy. I don't think you being Asian makes you an expert on rice. I'm gonna be honest. I do think it probably gives you more exposure to it on average, but it can depend. From everything we'll watch the video in a sec. For everything scientifically, it should not be. You should not need to wash your rice, as well as this is once again, it's very interesting. This is the most hotly debated. The fact that this topic is so hotly debated is very interesting. I think it's very interesting. Bro, I eat rice every day. Is this where we're at now? Or just... You guys don't want to watch what? Okay, well, now we're getting the... Okay. We'll just, we'll watch the video in a sec. Can we please move on? I like topics like this. I think it's interesting to push the grain. I get it, because rice is a fucking grain. I think it's interesting to push the grain and make people question what they know to be the norm. However, people get very mad when you do. Something I've noticed is if you say, hey, this thing you've done your whole life for 20, 30 years, you may not need to do it. But what the fuck? Yes, I do. Otherwise, why have I been doing it for? Yes, I do. Yes, I do. 100%. Yes, I do. You know, I feel like people get very up in arms about if you tell someone, you know, hey, you maybe been doing this thing wrong, instead of being like, which this is like just the most inhuman thing. You know what? You know, this one dumb streamer who runs back and forth for different looking colored virtual monsters, he might have a point. You know what? No one's gonna do that. They're gonna be like, this guy's a fucking dumb streamer. This guy's stupid, which is fair. It makes logical sense you would respond like that. You know? Scamming streamer? Is it British? Oi! So, I'm talking about, wait, Jaspin, thank you for the 8 months, mate. Thank you for the 8 months, mate. Thank you for the 8 months, mate. So, we're talking about the topic right now, fellas. Should you or should you not wash your rice? That's the hot topic for debate. Should ye or should ye not? Wait, I haven't set my timer. Wait, you guys just got like free British accent. During eggs is crazy. Oi, bro, we got 1 minute to discuss in a British accent, should you wash your rice or not? I'm thinking, as a Brit, I'm thinking you should wash your rice because the Queen told me to, and because otherwise, I'll be disobeying Her Majesty. What you blokes think? What are you blokes thinking about that? Should we wash rice or not wash rice? Does it depend on the rice? Oi, bros. As a Brit, Queen's dead, bro. No! It ain't true. Don't tell me that. No, mate. Mate, no. It can't be true. That's nonsense. That's rubbish. That's hearsay. She ain't dead, mate. Baloney. That's rubbish. Bollocks. Bollocks. The Queen's living. I can prove it. She's in me. She's in my nan's basement. Okay, there we go. There we go. 1 minute over with. All right. Well, there you go. That is every accent besides British. Got a base. That probably could be the, but even that, yeah, we'll go over that. We'll watch the video. We'll see what people feel. We'll see what how people think. Maybe I'm wrong. Billy the Butcher at times. That's the goal. I mean, Billy the Butcher has the best British accent on TV. So I really look to emulate his amazing work. True and real. Google Chav. I think Clarko wants another minute. There's no shot Clarko wants another minute. But it's up to you. Ooh, how did the wash your rice poll? Wait, how do I see the... Wait, I didn't get to see the result. Wait, how did the... I'm curious. How did the wash your rice poll come out? He's Australian? Same thing. Oh my god, that's so good. I literally thought you were collabing with Clarko. It sounded so similar. Yeah. 86% yes? That's even crazier than I expected. Fair enough. Way more... Yeah. No, I mean, that's what I expect. I expected it to be high. Didn't expect 86%. Won by a landslide? I'm curious to see how people feel. Wait, oh, Kyle Combat's got the hot takes. Arguably a little bit, but at the same, once again, it's such min-maxing at that point. More spiders for me, Giga Chad. I'm trying to shiny hunt those rice spiders, boys. Unbelievably true and real. XP ways, true. That's the dumb meme. Imagine washing your rice and not your mum. Do you, Marco? Do you wash your mum? I'm sorry, huh? Could you dive into that? Wait, caught, boys. Wait a minute. Absolutely caught. 40% of people like mushy rice. So I can say that I've washed rice by washing it. I've cooked rice after washing it, and I've also cooked rice without washing it. And I can see that it doesn't make it mushy. It makes it stickier because of the extra starch. But if you can't see that, if you can't have a charitable opposing view, you might be cooked. You might be, that might be a factor that you might want to work on. Just like, no, I'm just kidding. That was too soon. I'm gonna do that again. Yeah, check W. Can't eat an overly starchy mom. Okay, based. The real discussion. I wash my rice after I cook it. We are not the same, Giga Chad. Holy shit, Giga Chad. Unbelievably based. Hey, that's the fairest sentence. More power to you, Flappin'. I cook my wash after I rice it. True. Depends how you cook. It does depend how you cook. It depends on what dish you're making. Super true. Super true. I'm sure they factor in. I think factor is going to wash your rice or no, whatever you prefer. I think they're going to do whatever you prefer. You put it in a slip actually when you make your order. One of the questions they ask you is, here, give me your credit card to pay for it. Give me your address, and would you like your rice washed or not? Yeah, 100% is stickier. Yep. I should get sick if I don't wash rice because that's one of the particles that with certain brands. Interesting. I believe it. More power to you. Once again, everybody's anecdotal experience is gonna be different, and I'm not trying to say anybody's wrong, right or wrong for doing things a certain way. I think it's interesting how many unbelievably different ways there are to prep rice. I think there are just a lot of reasons to not wash rice as well. But if you want to wash rice every time, more power to you. The boring answer is it probably depends. It depends on dish. It depends on country you live in. etc., etc. Raw and expression. Yeah, we've been talking about rice for. I think we've been talking about whether or not I should wash your rice. Bro, Shiny Nick Shark came in here, dropped the rice question, let us fucking run around like gremlins after midnight for an hour, and then just piece the fuck out to go watch his Lions game or so. Watch some Lions highlights or some shit. Like, that was actually so. What a power move. Yeah, bro, troll faced and left. Like, bro came in, asked a hot topic question, and just pieced out to go watch fucking. What's his name? Fucking Goff. What's his? Yeah, Goff. Go fucking throw some zingers at the end of the end zone. Throw some absolute dimes. There's chemtrails in rice starch water. Okay, now we're we're on the chemtrails. Okay, well, we're cooked, boys. Holy fuck. Holy shit. Having a goth chicks? Wait, how do we go from rice to goth chicks? Wait a minute. I wash my rice in the shower to save water. Yo, Giga Chat? Wait a minute. That's something I can get behind. What if the what if the rice is making the rice spiders? That's so stupid. Holy shit. Holy guacamole. Okay, Jesus. Jared Goth. Wait, did I say Goth? I thought I said Goth. Jared Goth? Wait, that needs to be a meme where they like edit him in like black makeup. Wait, that's based. Little emo haircut. This goes on the bingo board? Yeah, the rice meme. I make rice meals like 6 times a week and always wash. But if your rice isn't dirty, it's not really a big of an issue. The biggest, I feel, okay, let me qualify a million times. It depends on where you live. It depends on what dish you're making. It depends on what you care about, etc., etc. How you like your rice, yada, yada, yada. I feel like the washing your rice for cleanliness thing, depending on where you live, depending on a million, like I qualified as much as I could, okay? It feels like a lot of the time, the cleaning your rice for cleanliness purposes, like when you see the dust, it being starch, right? It almost feels like the same as the when people open packs of meat and they're like, oh, gross blood, right? When it's the hemoglobin in like waters, right? I feel like it's a intuitive, and everybody has had that moment when you're younger where you're like, oh, gross, why is there so much blood in the package? And then your mom explains to you, if she is over 10 IQ, oh, no, sweetie, that's not blood. It's, it's just actually water and hemoglobin or whatever the fuck, right? But if there's not someone there to explain it to you, then you go on your whole life thinking it's blood or whatever. And then it's hard to change misconceptions like that later on in your life. There's a lot of myths like that. I mean, I always talk about like, the amount of myths, my mom told me it was blood, yeah. The amount of myths that are passed down to us is really interesting. And I try to give ones that I fell for to like not make it so I'm not some logical agent who is extremely intelligent, chat. I'm very fucking stupid, and I know that I'm very stupid, so I work my best to limit my stupidity as much as possible. A good example is I thought that if you shaved, your hair grew back faster until I was like 20. That is not how it works, right? Like that's a total myth. We know don't work. Okay, yeah. Just make it. Some people, when I talk a lot, people, yeah. He has acquired. Yes, my immune system is pristine. I have overcome. I have conquered every illness. This is why I agree. I started drinking pothole water from an extremely young age, so that I knew if I ever came into an E. coli situation, I would just breathe. I would just fucking blow right through it. Not even a problem. I've really worked hard to like open my body up to such dangerous situations that by the time I'm 50, I hope I'm just like immune to most poisons and diseases in the world. That's the goal, True. Do. In Japan, they say dumb people don't get sick. Wait, that is a banger saying. Wait, should I start saying that? Wait, that's really funny. Wait, I love that. Wait, that's so based. Hemoglobin reminds me of the word nematodes. What is, it sounds so familiar. What is nematodes from? Let's talk about the Japan. I don't know anything about that. I'm not gonna weigh in, bro. I have no idea, bro. SpongeBob? Oh, okay, there you go. Thank God I'm not in Japan. That's a banger saying. That's so based. Flint, Michigan water is the best. This is going to be really insensitive. Obviously, the Flint, any water situation like that is really dramatic. And that should be like, I feel like we should like fucking send National Guard or whatever resources to fix that shit immediately. People not having running water in the US is like an embarrassing, like, how is that a possibility? Anyways, having said that, do you think that anybody who grew up drinking that water is just fucking superhuman now and like actual superhero? Like, it's literally like the fucking spider that bit fucking... what, Tony Parker or whatever? What's fucking Spider-Man's name? Do we think it's like that, where like they're actually just like they got cancer, so no? Okay, I'm about to be really insensitive. And once again, that is horrible and traumatic that many innocent people were affected by a horrible thing. How many of them do you think got cancer, didn't know, and overcame it? What if they're the cure for cancer? Okay, anyways, we're gonna move on. That's insane. Anyways, okay. Alrighty. 0%, Jesus. Okay. Okay. It's time for you to stop creating guides, AI guides for PokeMMO. Giga Chad. I'm ready.
Training those Pokemon.
I'm so hyped. Okay. Let's first record a clip of Reno because we did eggs. Alrighty, fellas, our shiny charm is over. We made as many eggs as we possibly could. I definitely got super distracted and talked to chat too much as per usual as I'm making eggs, but let's count how many we did. 30, 60, 90. 30, 60, 90 more would be 180. And you have 210. Oh, I fucked up here, so I do have -2 at the end. So 210, 240, 270, 300, 330, 360, 390, 420, 450, and then 450 -2 is the final number. So I do have, I did make 448 eggs. You could definitely do more than this. I was not very efficient and fast, but it is still much more. It's interesting. It is, I think that's my PB. I think, did I do better last? I don't remember, but like that is like, back before the breeding changes, I would do about 400 an hour. The fact that I can do 448 now, while talking to chat and having a hour-and-a-half long discussion of whether or not you should wash your rice, I think is very showing of how much the breeding system has changed. So let's go ahead and we're going to add our encounters. We're going to do 131 plus 448, and that'll give us 579. So we can go adjust our encounter counter and add those numbers onto it. I'm not going to be hatching any of these eggs until war begins. And then on top of that, I'm going to try to actually make more eggs, right? I've only filled about half my PC or whatever, or less or whatever with eggs, right? So now we take all of this, we move them over to, these boxes, move them together, and then we try to fill these back up with more breeds in the future. But first, I'm going to go do some times 5 hordes because today is the last day to do Happy Holidays boost in PokeMMO, so I'm going to go try to abuse that while I can with some times 5 hordes. What is the Shiny Wars? I have a video, I think it came out. Called it Shiny Wars is coming, ... Let's, let's move. Okay, let's first things first.
To their maximum potential. What a task. If you're navigating the world of PokeMMO and look...
This is actually an AI guide. This is so interesting. This guy's channel is Senior Life Hacks. Wait, this guy is making... Welcome to Senior Life Hacks, your ultimate resource for empowering tips and tricks and strategies designed specifically for seniors. Kind of wholesome, I guess. No, this is... Wow, this is a full-on AI channel. This is interesting. It's so weird they did one for PokeMMO. That's so weird. That is so weird. Are your guys' parents doing this too? Now, I don't, I don't talk to my parents very much, but my wife's parents, my in-laws, they watch so many of those like AI slop videos on YouTube. I feel like it's a growing epidemic. It's really weird / crazy. And like part of it's like just, whatever, like guilt-free fun, it's fine. But like I think sometimes my father-in-law watches like AI stories where it's like a story spoken and like some images on it. That's fine. That's, who cares? But like there's some stuff that's like misinformation, right? One of the funniest, this is like funny but sad. One of the funniest and saddest things that happens to our my mother-in-law is that she constantly gets recommendations on her Facebook. She gets fake celebrity death announcements all over her Facebook like every day. Like it'll be like rest in peace to a legend, Howie Mandel found dead. And like every time you open her Facebook, she has all of these fake celebrity deaths. And it's like, it's really interesting. It's like, holy fuck, like this is the level of like misinformation that is, yeah, it's pretty crazy. It's pretty nuts. It's pretty interesting is what I'll say. I don't know. Yeah. I don't even know what else to say besides, yeah, it's pretty interesting is what I'll say. It's pretty interesting. Getting distracted. Okay. Is that what you're talking about? It's really crazy. That one's fire. Wait, I fucking love the AI cat videos. Okay, those are good. No, those are good. That is not boomer content. That's zoomer content. The AI cat stories. No. So that's where we're different. True and real. That's actually totally good and cool and based. Have you seen those videos of like kids crying to like the AI cat stories? Because it's like for some kids, it's literally probably the first like dramatic story they've ever seen. Like they didn't watch Interstellar. They watched some cat like become a firefighter because his old man owner died to a fire. It like that. Like that's their first exposure to like trauma. I don't know. It's so fun. Anyways. What a world. And you know what? A pretty good world. Okay, we're memeing on it a little bit, but I'm pretty happy to be born in this time frame. I'm chilling, boys. I'm chilling. So let's go ahead and fix our boxes to the best way we can. I think I'm just gonna breed. How did I fuck these up so hard? Oh, no, I must have just placed them wrong. I must have just placed them in the wrong spot. We'll move these over here. I do want to breed these two because otherwise it's going to bother me. Where did I put them? Move this here for a sec. Let's grab just 2 Dittos off the GTL. Okay, Ditto's kind of cheap. I'll buy these. I've been buying Dittos for 5K, like pretty consistently off the GTL. I'm not gonna lie. Still better than, we can go from one hot topic to another. Rice to Ditto boxes. Ooh, still better than buying from fucking Ditto boxes. There's no reason to buy Ditto boxes at the current price people are charging for them. Make sure to not cuck yourself. Anyways, we're gonna move on. Anyways, all right. We're gonna buy these Dittos. Yoink, yoink, yoink. Store them in my mail. So peacefully grab 2 over to the PC to go breed really quick. Unwind. But yeah, should you wash your Dittos, guys, or not? That's fuck. That's a banger meme. Okay, that is a banger meme. I'll give you that. I do legitimately want to watch the Patrouski video about washing rice to finally the kill shot to the topic. Because I think it's interesting. I think it's a video everybody should watch, which is very funny.
There are a lot of good reasons to wash your rice.
Let's go ahead and let's check it out. Let's get to a shunting spot first. What should I? I'm going to be doing some sort of time swipe horde. Does anybody in chat have recommendations for time swipe horde shunts that I should do? I kind of want something a little interesting. How to remove the Xmas emotes? We can keep them for a little bit. Meow, yeah, the fucking meow, 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 the fucking dude, that's a banger track, okay? I'll be honest. We could go for a time swipe ponyta. You can eat rocks. We could definitely do some sort of like raid shiny. That's pretty interesting. Let's compare for the Ditto box. It depends actively what Dittos are costing right now on the GTL. It really depends. I have a video called How to Price Check Your Ditto Boxes if you're interested. Does Magnemite have a ×5? Linoon I save for EV training, but it's a good suggestion. Wait, no, that's the one. Coughing. Yes, I've wanted to. I always forget this. No, that's a great. No, this is a. Okay, we're going to shut this for sure. This is a great suggestion from Mist. I've been wanting to shiny hunt for coughing for so long. Also, reactive gas wheezing probably has some utility right now, with even with certain raids or with just PvP in general. It's a very good Pokemon, reactive gas wheezing, or it's a good utility Pokemon. I always forget this is a shunt. I don't know why. I don't go here nearly enough. This is like one of my most anticipated shiny hunts in all of Johto's release. Well, wait a minute. It's nighttime. Okay, I have an idea. We'll do coughing during the daytime, Tauros at nighttime. Because Tauros is another very anticipated shiny hunt for me, but you really only want to do it at nighttime because I believe it's a I believe it is a 50-50 spot at nighttime, but a 33-33-33 at daytime. You dodge Fearow at nighttime. So let's go grab whatever Pokemon we may need and go over